Do you think vibes are better without Trevon there?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I don't care if it's speculation. We're not reporters. We're talking about entertainment. Like, this is a TV show we watch. It's of course suspect he wasn't there.
It was very odd, the post-game press conference even. It was very quickly addressed and moved on. But they asked, do you have anything more on? Because Trevon Diggs gets a concussion at home and is ruled out for the game. He was ruled out on Friday, was he not?
He was, when we were doing the show.
But then they asked him post-game, and Shoddy's like, we have no more information on that, which I believe is a lie. It must be a lie.
It is a lie. They're not going to share any more information.
Which means, I don't know what this means. It's insane. We were talking about it during the game stream yesterday. Let's say, first of all, who's ever had an injury at home that you've had a concussion out of it?
I could honestly see that. Like, if you put
it's rare. You could have an injury at home where you break your arm.
Messing around with dog. Like,
but it's pretty rare.
Dan Campbell a couple years ago, like, messing his ankle up, your dogs, your kids, something. But I think it also happens more commonly to irresponsible people.
But if you did get a concussion at home, don't you think you wouldn't tell the team?
If you wanted to play. Yeah, I don't think you want. That's the thing. I don't think he wants to really be out there.
Like, you wouldn't tell the team. And that's weird to advocate for that, but
it means it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, or something small happened and he doesn't really want to. Yeah.
Or how about he hates Flus and hates the team and doesn't want to be around anymore?
That's pretty much that's the vibe of it, right? And Zimmer was no fan of his either. The guy doesn't want to be here.
I heard Saad saying that.
Then they traded Micah, and you don't think that the Commanders were not going to try to run at Trevon Diggs just like every single other team that they've played? Now, that one I don't even have to sell you. That is addition by subtraction. The Micah losing him and gaining vibes, I'm a little less sold on that. Getting Trevon out of there is better. I want you guys to hear this Trevon thing. And I just got to this audio, so let's see if this will work. But this is Matt Mosley trying to get Jerry on the run.
Why weren't we committed to this a little more earlier in the season when it was a...
If you go back and look at that film, you'll see us doing the same things we've been doing the last 4 or 5 weeks, a whole bunch of them, but we're executing. And they're the same things we've been doing for 4 or 5 weeks, but they executed them today. Now, there were some things we did different, but we were executing some of the very same things. And yet we were hitting the gaps and making the plays defensively. So much for change.
Okay, did you hear what just happened there? There's a little Matt Mosley. He's standing right next to Jerry. He's not listening to Jerry's answer at all. Jerry's asking, hey, I mean, you called a lot of man coverage today, blitzed a lot more. Why didn't you do that earlier in the year? Why don't you just do it early in the year? And as he's talking, Matt Mosley, who wears sunglasses, which is funny to see on NFL Network at night when Jerry's standing there and there's just one guy with sunglasses, he's not really listening, and he just goes, because he's waiting to ask about Trevon.
And yet we were hitting the gaps and making the plays defensively. So much for change, yeah. I like the fact that everybody pitched in and got the result today.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. Mm-hmm. We're tracking? All right.
Got the result today.
Mm-hmm. And they responded well to Diggs being out, which obviously, was a setback. But, yeah.
Well, and again, let me be real clear. I don't...
Kind of putting words in his mouth, right? That nobody said...
So they responded well to Diggs being out.
Jerry hasn't said that,
I don't think there was a response to Diggs being out at all. I think what you saw out there was just guys playing good football, individually being responsible, stepping their game up, not because of Diggs, just stepping their game up because they owe it to everybody to do that. That's what we saw. But you don't, there's no such thing as that we're going to show that we can do it without Diggs.
Yeah.
It's not the case at all.
Again, I know it was subtle, but he gave him a...
Yeah.
There's no such thing as that we're going to show that we can do it without Diggs.
Yeah.
It's not the case at all. It doesn't work that way. What you saw out there today was guys, whatever the defense that was called, you saw them executing it back across the board.
Hey, when something strange like that happens, a guy has an accident at home and it causes a concussion, like you as GM, like do you try to get to the bottom of that quickly? Do you wait for somebody to come to you, like here's what we're hearing from Trevon? Like how do you handle something like that?
Well,
What is the question? What is the question there? He knows he wants to talk to him about. He's trying to be like, just tell me what happened, but he can't say that.
Yeah, just say that.
But so this is what is? Do you just try to find out fast, or
Why doesn't he just get to it?
wait to somebody?
What happened with Trevon?
He's like, and they're not going to share anymore publicly.
Well, let's hear Jerry say that though. That's the point, right?
Yeah, and I think he might have.
First of
He
all,
might have done that
we
already?
Make sure
Yeah.
that no rules have
point-
been violated.
Yeah.
Not defending Matt Mosley here, but I mean, I've heard Machota even say this. The thing about Jerry is, even if he says, I'm not going to address that anymore, if you kind of like dance around it a little bit, he might end up diving right in.
Yeah.
So you kind of say, oh, what are you thinking there? And then all of a sudden, he might be telling you the full story of how Trevon Diggs was reaching for the frying pan on the top shelf, and it fell down. Actually, the anvil was up there.
Yeah, you're right. But it just comes off like, to me, like, you know, we're owed an answer on that. But the way they're talking about it is they're talking around saying it was actually better he wasn't here.
Yeah.
Because that's what they all want to say.
Yeah.
And are talking around saying they just don't.
Let's see. Yeah, I think the Trevon concussion is insane. I can't remember hearing something like that. Okay.
Here's what's weird. It's just that he's been at the heart of this whole thing. Anybody's talking about is, does the defense care? Why did they not play more man? Are they listening to Eberflus? Then they get bent over. The next week he no-shows, and the defense looks like they're as bought in as they can be, and their defensive coordinator looks like they pulled a 1,000-pound anvil off of him. What are we supposed to think?
Yeah.